Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today we'll be reviewing the first of two videos for the second layout for Implacable. This time we have 2 squadrons of fighters, 2 squadrons of torpedo bombers, and 1 squadron of dive bombers. Now the ship itself still has the same stats, and today we'll be using the first set of strike aircraft. So if you're not aware what those are, we have the faster torpedoes that do not do as much damage, and we have the bombs that do not do as much damage but have a higher fire chance. So it looks like this is really strongly focused on torpedo bombers. So hopefully we can see what we can do to make these work. So without further ado, let's toss her into a game. All right, and here we ourselves a game. We have 1 carrier, quite a few strong AA battleships, a couple cruisers, and a couple destroyers. And these destroyers are the fastest in the game, so this might not be the best game. Looks like we're going to have to go over a ton of battleships. But the battleships that we have, Massachusetts, Richelieu, North Carolina, Vanguard, another Richelieu, Tirpitz, all of these are pretty decent AA. The lowest one might be Tirpitz itself. And there's also Vanguard. Alright, so first things first, let's start moving towards sea. Let's see here. We'll go over here. And then we'll bring out our aircraft. I am going to have to use my fighters as anti-aircraft bait this game because there's literally so much AA defense on this enemy team that I'm going to lose so many aircraft. I might be deplaned in this game if I don't play it correctly. And so we have 20 spare fighters, 20 spare torpedo bombers, and 14 spare dive bombers. So hopefully we can make something of this. As always, I do have health and speed buffs applied, so keep that in mind. Alright, so we're going to ignore the cruisers because those are pretty easy to destroy with our team battleships. We're going to have to try and focus on battleships that are separated from the rest of the group. Alright, so that's probably there's the Hipper, Vanguard, Massachusetts. Let's bring our strike aircraft over here, or actually all of our aircraft. So North Carolina, Massachusetts, Vanguard, and Hipper are over here. Hipper actually has some pretty decent AA as well. There's a Richelieu, a Tirpitz. So not a lot of good targets. There's one of the Elephant Tasks, which has really good AA, even if it is short range. There's the carrier. Another destroyer is an A over here, though we can't see it. Don't see the Tone yet. There she is. All right, there's the other Richelieu. So they're all kind of focusing up together, which makes my job a lot harder. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to go after that Richelieu first, and then see what we can do with the rest of our aircraft. I don't think... Yeah, we didn't sink that destroyer, so let's see if we can spot it for our team over here. Oh, she's over there. Alright, never mind. Well, regardless, we can still bring our dive bombers over here for right now. Torpedo bombers. Might as well try and take out this Hipper if we can. It's not the... maybe we can work on this Richelieu. We might be able to get the Elephant Task as well. I'm coming off of autopilot so I can keep moving. Alright, so let's bring... okay, so she is kind of maneuvering. But we do have the fast torpedoes, so we should be able to land quite a few torpedo hits. We might be able to hit more than one target as well. Alright, so those did not arm. But we were able to get the rest of the 8 torpedoes for hits. But in doing so, we did lose all of our fighters. So we've already lost half of our total fighters. I'm considering coming in with the dive bombers to try and get a little bit more damage. Maybe set some fires. Actually, yeah, let's do it. We'll see how many of these dive bombers actually get to the target and survive. I don't think many will. But if we get some fires on her, we might be able to burn her down, especially with any dive bomber damage that we actually do. Only one bomb hit, but we did get a fire, so perhaps. Alright, let's bring our fighters back out. Our torpedo bombers are reloading. How is our team looking? We're losing. We've already lost both of our cruisers and a destroyer. They've only lost their cruisers, but still have all of their destroyers. And they're all kind of grouped together, so I don't think we're going to be keeping a lot of our aircraft. Yeah, they're not really separating themselves, so maybe the next best ship would be the carrier, honestly. So I think my team can take care of that destroyer. Oh, we already sank one of their destroyers, and that one's about to go down as well. There it goes. Awesome. And we do have a cap versus they do not. Alright, so I'm going to bring my fighters back over here. And then put them around my torpedo bombers. It looks like this North Carolina is going to separate itself momentarily. She's not the best target, because she has pretty strong AA, but at least we have a slightly better chance of doing damage. Alright, so let's get that strike ready. Do I want to attack from the north or the south? That is the question. Though it looks like she's going to head south, so we'll attack from the east instead. Alright, so once squad 4 is in position, we're going to go in for our attack. Here we go. And our dive bombers are ready down here to set fires afterwards if she survives. Though if she takes all these torpedoes, she might not make it. She already has some damage. Let's see how that works right there. That should be pretty decent. Yep, so she's taking all of the torpedoes, and as predicted, she does go down. We can... Oh, I was going to dive on that Richelieu, but it looks like she's about to go down. So let's bring our fighters over here to go around our dive bombers. And see if we can get some hits on this Vanguard, it looks like. Ooh, the enemy carrier is taking quite a bit of damage. Our team might be able to get her down, which would help us a lot because we don't have to worry about actually doing any air superiority moves. Alright, so our dive bombers are ready. So let's see if we can get some damage on this Vanguard that is pretty much stationary. I know the Richelieu is stationary, but she's still a very strong AA ship, though it looks like Vanguard is under attack already. So maybe we should go after this Richelieu. It's fine with me. Alright, so here we go. Get a slightly better target. That's not terrible right there. But the dive bombers are just not doing what I need them to do. And again, we lost all of our fighters. There's just so much AA defense right here that I'm going to lose literally everything if I do that. If I don't have my team help me. And right now we have two of our battleships over here, the Richelieu and the Vanguard, pretty much doing nothing. Richelieu is still able to move and is capping B, but can't really shoot much. And Tirpitz is trying her best. Alright, so let's actually see if we can go after this carrier now, because if we finish off this carrier, my team can just work their magic on the enemy battleships and hopefully get some down, but it looks like we're going to lose that Tirpitz as well. Especially against 3 battleships, Tirpitz is definitely going to lose. But the Massachusetts is kind of separating herself. Again, not the best target, but any damage is welcome at this point. Though actually, I really think we should finish off this carrier. So we're going to do that. Alright, so let's bring out our torpedo bombers for this carrier. We're kind of side skirting the rest of the team, which is fine. Dive bombers can stay over there, because I will only need to use torpedoes for her. Maybe I can only use one squadron. Let's just try using squad 3 to sink the carrier. That should be enough. Maybe? Yep, there we go. As predicted. That was enough. Alright, we did shoot down a few planes. I'm not too worried about it though. Let's see if we can use Squad 4 to get some more damage on one of these other battleships. There's only a few left, thankfully, because we really don't have any kind of ability to deal with them very easily. Right, so maybe this Massachusetts here. That looks pretty decent. With only 2 torpedoes though, it probably is not enough. But we did hit both of them. Where are our dive bombers? There they are. Let's put our fighters around them. I think Massachusetts can go down to my team, so let's see if we can actually damage this Tirpitz a bit. And if the Massachusetts does survive, it won't take much to sink her, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, dive bombers going in. There we go, a little bit better results from our dive bombers, and we even got a fire this time. Our fighters, we have completely lost squad 1, and we only have 2 fighters left in squad 2. So yeah, even using the fighter bait technique that has worked with us good in the past, it's still not working best here. We only have 1 fighter now. So now we're going to be going through a ton of our strike aircraft, but it doesn't really matter considering that there's only 3 ships left. The Massachusetts is still up, it looks like. Is she healing? She is, but she does have the broadside facing our Richelieu. So she should be going down. I have no worries about that. Alright, we're going to go after this Tirpitz. Who I'm assuming has since put out the fire. Maybe on this side would be better? Which way is she going? It's hard to tell. Maybe this Richelieu then. Alright, so the Massachusetts is going to go down here soon. Looks like the Richelieu is going to take the Tirpitz's place in terms of attack. Which is fine with me. Actually, I want to make sure I get this drop right. And I still don't think I did. Yeah, too much lead. We're going to get some damages, but not really what I needed. And so we're actually really close to this Richelieu, so we're going to start turning around now. So I think we're the only ones that this ship can see besides the Vanguard over there. And we really need to make our strikes count now. Alright, so we have our dive bombers ready. We're gonna lose some of those, but that's fine. Here we come with our strike. Alright, we destroyed one of the main guns. That's helpful for our team. And we were able to get some fires. How is that Tirpitz doing? Tirpitz versus Vanguard, they're pretty much evenly matched, though kind of in Tirpitz's favor at this time, since she does have better armor. Alright, so let's get our torpedo bombers ready for our next strike. What else do we have? Well, Richelieu and Vanguard versus Tirpitz, that should definitely be our win, considering we both have opposing broadsides on this battleship. Though it looks like our Vanguard might go down soon. Let's see if we can stop that by going after this Richelieu ourselves with the torpedo bombers. Hopefully with a better strike. Yep, we lost our Vanguard. That's okay. Here comes our torpedo bombers now. That looks to be a better strike, I would say. Bring our dive bombers back out. Slightly better, not the best. But still enough to get her sunk. And that's all that's important right now. So now it's Richie versus Tirpitz. They might end up ramming if they keep going this way. Which would be fine with me because that's still our victory. Our dive bombers are on their way. We're kind of maneuvering our way into Alpha here, though I don't think we're going to be able to get there before the game ends, which is fine. Right, Tirpitz did not, in fact, ram, and is pretty much aground, so she should be an easy target once we get our dive bombers over here. Here they are. Let's perform our strike. 4 bomb hits, 5,000 damage. Really not what I'm looking for right now. I don't usually have a problem with these bombs, but this game is just not really working. I'm not quite sure why that is. Alright, so our torpedo bombers are going to head out now. And if this Richelieu doesn't finish off the Tirpitz, my torpedo bombers definitely will. Though it looks like we will lose the Tirpitz. That's interesting. Yep, there she goes. Oh, the Richelieu, my apologies. Alright, so we're out of spare dive bombers. We only have 6 spare torpedo bombers left. So we've pretty much gone through the entire set of aircraft we have right now. But that is fine because we only need one more strike to win. I know I'm going to be losing some bombers here, but I don't mind because she's going to go aground and therefore not be able to dodge any of these torpedoes that are coming out. And with that, that will wrap up our game as we solidify a victory for ourselves today. So let's see, we lost almost every single aircraft we had, but we used them to the best advantage, and we kind of knew we were going to lose a lot of aircraft. We were able to get 244,000 damage, 4 ships are sunk, 34 torpedo hits, 15 bomb hits, 10 aircraft shot down, 3 fires, 6 floodings, 1 defended cap, for 5,600 base XP. 29,000 damage in fires and floodings. Torpedoes did 190,000 damage, and bombs did 24,000 damage against quite a few targets, I would say. A lot of these ships in that game had very, very strong AA, which is reminiscent of Tier A, so those games are very, very common. So you need to know how to use your aircraft correctly. Using your fighters as anti-aircraft bait does really work, and as you saw, we went through we did go through all of our fighters. We only shot down 10 planes. So yeah, if you have games like that, you are definitely not going to have any kind of air superiority role. You will mainly be focused on dealing damage and using your fighters to protect your strike aircraft. If we lost a few more ships quicker in the game, that could easily have been a defeat. So yeah, you really have to plan your strikes wisely. Try and find targets that are separated from the group, like that carrier and the Richelieu at the very beginning. And even low health or damage targets you can set fires on. Or maybe try and get a flooding if you can time the repair of the enemy ship correctly. And just have the fires and floodings do the damage for you. So you just really have to strategize your attacks and plan accordingly. But you can have good games. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe for further content, and join me tomorrow while we go over the same exact layout. However, this time we'll be using these slower but more deadly, more damaging but less fire setting bombs, though we didn't really set many bombs this game, so maybe the dive bombers will be about the same but with more damage. So again, thank you for watching and take care.